Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Welcome to the session. Can you hear me? If yes, please type yes in the chat box. The chat is open now. Good morning, Prakash. Thank you all. I'm sorry I'm a little late. Thank you all. Let us stop the chat. Let us stop the chat. So what is our plan for today? As we already have created an EC2 machine and we have learned the process of connecting to that particular EC2 machine. Okay, so we will be connecting to that particular Linux machine. On that Linux machine, we'll be quickly learning the basics of Linux. We will be going through how to create a file, how to remove a file, how to create a directory, how to remove a directory, how can we go to previous directories, how can we create these kind of nested directories, difference between rm-r and rmdir, what is long list, what happens when a file name starts with dot, it is important, how to see hidden files, creating hidden directories, combination of listing options, how to copy a file. So by this time we have understood. So we are moving on to the basics of Linux as planned for today's session. As usual, before moving on to today's session, any questions? I think in the last session, some participants wants to have a talk. They have raised their hands. Now, any participants, do you want to have any questions? Please raise your hand. Meanwhile, let's log into AWS. Any questions on the concepts, what we have discussed in the previous sessions, or any doubts regarding the course? Good morning, Abhishek. You are now allowed to unmute and talk.
Hey, sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't
Abhishek.
want to unmute.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to check if we will get any dumps for AWS Devops certificate
Okay.
as this course.
You can get the dumps for AWS Solutions Architect. Okay.
Okay.
If you want, please request. We'll share you the dumps for AWS Solutions Architect. Not a problem. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I
Use
have
the.
for I attended the Ankit session, so I
Hmm.
have the dumps for that. But I
Hmm.
was thinking if we'll get for DevOps as well.
Okay. You do one thing. Send an email to support Abhishek. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Mentioning the paper number, whichever you want. Isn't it? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we will check, and if it is available, we'll share it to you. Hmm?
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. Prakash, good morning. How are you doing?
Very good morning, Sunil. Doing great, thank you.
Thank you.
So this is regarding the AWS account where we are logging in to create virtual missions and all the stuff, right? So last time when I joined Ankit's AWS batch, I created one account, AWS like that one.
Okay.
So now as we all as we discussed, only 1 year it's a free trial. So do I need to create a new account?
Is 1 year completed?
Almost, yes.
Yeah. So go ahead and create a new account.
Like
Okay.
what are all the information do I need to change?
You can use the same mobile number. Okay. You can use it. You have to use a different email address. That's all. You can use the same debit card or credit card.
Yeah, and everything is okay except the
Oh,
email ID. Email ID
yes.
should be
Correct. Correct. You're right.
okay, Sunil. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yuvraj, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir. How are you?
I am fine. Yuvraj, how are you doing and your location?
Yeah, fine, sir. I'm located in Tamil Nadu, sir.
Very good. Your experience.
8 years, sir.
Very good. Okay.
So I have one doubt.
Yes.
Currently, I recently create that on AWS account, but I am unable to launch that EC2 multiple EC2, so only allowing one Linux and one Windows servers only able to launch. Is there any restriction there?
You are able to launch Windows servers. You are able
No,
to
no.
launch.
I'm able to yeah, launch one Windows server, one Linux server for free tier account.
You are not able to launch multiple machines.
Yes, yes, yes.
Only one at once you are trying to do. You are
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when you're launching the instances, here you have an option of launch. See, here you can mention the number of instances as two
No,
or
here
three.
I mentioned, but here I mentioned free tier account only one allowed. But I just Google it. But currently free tier tavern only one Linux, Windows servers only allowed.
Okay. Probably that's a limit.
Previously, I tried creating that free account and launching multiple missions. But now onwards, but I'm
Probably that's a
unable
new
to.
restriction what AWS has provided.
Yeah,
Creator account
that
is allowing only one mission at a time. If you want two missions, we have to repeat launch two times. Probably.
no repeat launched them, but on the time we get the error from that increase that restore limit. We are using maximum CPU limit. Can you please contact support team and increase the CPU limit?
Yuvraj,
That's
when
the
you're
error I get it.
launching the mission, what type of missions you have to launch?
That free tier only.
What is the instance type?
It's a T2 medium.
Yuvraj, it is not T2 medium, it is T2 micro. Please look at this.
Yes, sir. T2 micro also I able to try, sir. But T2
Hmm.
medium, T2 micro also I tried. The free
See,
tier
when
also
did you
tried.
create this account?
I think recently, sir. Recently,
Yes.
last December month.
Have you received any bill?
No, sir.
Do you know how to check for the bill?
Hmm. Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
You
Root
do
account.
not, you don't need to roll up. Go to search here, search for billing.
Yeah. Sub billing dashboards get it there. So billing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it will not be a problem. Please check with support. Okay, help.
Okay, sir.
They'll solve you. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much.
But you are able to now. You are not facing any issue, right?
I'm not facing any issue. You can launch multiple instances. Okay, make sure it is
Okay.
T2 micro. Okay,
Oh,
it will
T2
have.
medium, T2 micro also you are able to launch.
Yes. Google it.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
One more final call. Rian.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Am I audible?
One. Good morning, Rian. Your location, your experience, please.
Sir, I was based out of Bangalore and I have 2.5 years experience in pre-sales.
Okay. Which product?
I did, yes, in product for Dell EMC.
Wow. Very good.
Yeah, so just in pre-sales. So I'm planning to move to a more hands-on position. That's why I have registered for this course.
Okay, any
Uh,
specific reason you want to stick to the same organization, but you want to have a
no, sir. Now I
exposure?
have actually moved to another cloud-based organization. So actually, I want to learn and get into more hands-on for cloud.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
got it.
So one question I have, sir, is we are working mostly with Azure. So I just want to know the concepts that we cover over here, and mostly the course details that I've seen. What you are covering is
Hmm.
like some stuff, some of the tools that we are working on.
What tools you're
So
working on?
like Jenkins, Artifactory, stuff
Mm-hmm.
like Cube, and all the stuff
Ansible,
like
Kubernetes.
Ansible. Yes, exactly. Kubernetes, Docker, stuff like that. Only thing is that instead of AWS, it's Azure. So, sir, just
Correct.
wanted to,
The tools remain
yeah,
the same, Rian. Okay.
yes. Okay,
Okay. And the platform changes. All these tools we will be learning. We are learning on AWS. But in your
right,
organization, the same tools are implemented on Microsoft Azure.
correct.
Okay, the
So,
concepts will remain
okay,
the same. The user interface, the terminology will change.
okay, that's it, right, sir?
That's it. Like
Okay,
Delhi EMC versus HP Gen8 other service or not, something like that.
okay, okay.
So, are you understanding? The
Yes,
concepts are
yes,
the
yes.
same, but
Okay,
the terminologies will be changing. Okay,
okay. So
okay,
that should
Rian.
be quite straightforward to match the terminologies, right, sir?
Yes, and you have to spend some time
Yes, okay,
finding an equivalent solution on Azure. That's all. Hmm.
okay, okay. All right.
Okay,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
okay. Thank you, Azure. Thank you, Rian. Have you learned Azure?
Yeah, I have sort of.
No. Have you learned Azure?
From this course, sir,
No, not
what you
only
said?
not from this course. As of now, do you know Azure?
Yeah, I've done AZ 900 and I'm now doing my AZ 104.
Oh, very good. Where are you doing
Yeah.
it?
So AZ 104, I was doing it from Code Cloud, but now
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that even your organization is offering an AZ 104 course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think I might after, but let me finish one at a time. So yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yep.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Rian.
sir.
I think the machine which we have created is participants. Just want to know, do you know what machine we have created? Is it new machine or my machine? You have an idea? My machine. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Govindraj, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, your question, please.
Maybe it's a basic question. Yesterday we were mentioning like DevOps, right? DevOps part is 90% and AWS is just 10%, right?
No. Oh, yeah, you are right.
Yeah. So this DevOps 90%, if we learn 10%, we can learn
No. And my
Uh,
question is, in this 45 days, 90% of the duration we learn DevOps. Okay. It's not
Okay.
it's not 90% of DevOps. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So 10% of this time we will learn it on AWS. Okay. Are you understanding?
Yeah. With this basic understanding of DevOps, right? We can same logic holds good for other technology also. The same DevOps holds good for other technology also, or
No. Basic knowledge on not DevOps, basic knowledge on AWS we will cover.
correct, sir? This 90% DevOps knowledge, right? It will help for other technology also,
What technologies you mean?
like like Azure DevOps.
These
If
concepts, if you learn,
uh,
you
uh,
can implement the same concepts on Azure platform.
okay,
Okay.
okay, DevOps, okay, common for all other
For example,
technologies also.
Jenkins, we are learning Jenkins. The same examples will works fine on Azure also. Okay. That's all.
Yeah.
You don't need to
Okay.
change the examples also. The commands will remain the same. Everything will remain the same. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's connect. Opening the terminal. Sorry. What is the terminal which I'm using? In my downloads folder, exe is the terminal which we'll be using to connect to the Linux machine. I open this terminal. Host name. What should be the host name? Host name should be, the machine is running. Click on connect. Host name should be user at DNS. This should be the host name. Not only just host name, you have to point out the PEM file. Use a PEM file. Under SSH, under authentication, under credentials, upload the primary key. This is your private key. PPK file you have to upload. So what all details are required? The username and DNS as well as a PPK file is required. The two details are enough. Click on open, accept. You are connected. This is the way you have to connect to the Linux machine. For readability purpose, I'll change the font size for better visibility. Perfect. This is more better. Okay. Perfect. So I have connected to the Linux machine. Getting started with Linux. First point, how to create a file. I want to create a file with the name F1. I want to create a file with the name F1. If you want to create a file in Linux, we have a command called cat, which helps you to create a file. Use the greater than symbol, mention the file name which you want to create. This is the way you have to create a file. Cat command is used to create the file. The syntax is for cat, use the greater than symbol. Mention which file you want to create. I want to create a file with the name F1. The moment you run this particular command, the file gets created. Control will enter into the file. You have to write some contents. Why are we creating a file? Why do we create a file? We create a file to save some data, to insert some contents. So I'll be writing some contents into the file and then I come out of the cat command. Please experience the process of creating a file now. So whenever you want to create a file, I have a command called cat greater than, mention the file name which you want to create, F1. Please observe, my dear friends. Whenever you are connected to Linux machine, you get a dollar prompt. Observation. You get a dollar prompt. Okay. Cat greater than the file name which I want to create is F1. The file gets created. Now I am inside the file. Write the contents of the file. For example, good. Welcome to DevOps. This is the 3 lines of content which I want to write it inside the file. How to come out of the file? How to come out of the cat command again to the dollar prompt? Control D. Control D to come out of the cat command. So I'm using Control D. I'm back. I'm out of a cat command. Back to my dollar prompt. I am done with creating a file. What is the name of the file which you have created? F1 is the name of the file I have created. I want to show you one more time. So cat, I want to create one more file with the name F2. The file gets created. Control will enter into that particular file. Write the content. Write the content whichever you want to write it inside the file. And how to come out of the file? Control D, as I have shown you. Control D is to come out of the file. So I'm done with creating a file. So it is the process of creating a file in Linux. And how many files we have created? 2 files we have created. File 1 and file 2. ls to see list of all the files. ls stands for list to see list of all the files. Please observe here, my dear friends, how many files we have created. 2 files, file 1 and file 2. This is the way we have to create a file. This is the way we have to create a file. So I'm done with creating a file. List, cat command is used to create a file. So let's move on to the next concept called removing the file. Let's say you don't want a file. Let's say F2, I want to remove a file. Whenever you want to remove a file, participants, we have a command called RM, stands for remove. RM is a command which helps you to remove the file. Mention the file name which you want to remove. So for example, we have 2 files here, file 1 and file 2. I want to remove the second file. The command will be RM, stands for remove. Mention the file which you want to remove. F2 is the file which I want to remove. Observe, my dear friends, file has been successfully removed. Now to confirm, write the list command. You will get only 1 file. So the second file F2 has been removed. This is the way we have to create a file and remove a file in Linux. Let's move on to the next part called clear command to clear the screen. Next, I want to deal with directories. I want to create a directory. Directory is nothing but a folder. In Windows, we have a folder. In Linux, we have a concept called directory. So I want to create, in Windows, we call it as folder. In Linux, we call it as directory. I want to create a directory. What is the name of the directory which I want to create? D1 is the name of the directory which I want to create. So how can we create a directory in Linux? Participants, we have a command called mkdir, stands for make directory. We have a command called mkdir, stands for make directory. Mention the directory which you want to create, D1. That's it. The directory will be created, as simple as that. Please observe. mkdir D1 directory created. ls to see list of all the files as well as directories. Participants, ls will not only show you files, it will also show you directories. You can see I have right now I have one file f1 and I have one directory d1. List, ls stands for list. List will show you all the files as well as directory. Currently we have one file and one directory. I want to create one more directory. What's there in it? You can do it. mkdir stands for make directory d2. So directory gets created. So list, you have two directories d1, d2 and a file f1. So this is the way we have to create a directory. Participants directory is nothing but a folder. In Linux, we have folders. Sorry, in Windows, we have folders. And in Linux, the same concept is called as directory. Now, can I create a file inside a directory? That's my question. Can I create a file inside directory? Normally in Windows, can we do it? You can see these are the files which I have created. Isn't it? These are the files which I have created. And where did I create it? Inside the Sunil directory, right? Inside the Sunil folder. Obviously, you can create files inside the folder. Similarly, definitely, it will also possible to create files inside the directory. Now, what I want to do, I have a directory D1. Am I right? I have a directory D1. I have a directory D1. You obviously see we have a directory called D1. I want to create a file inside the D1. Under D1, I want to create a file with the name something like F20. Can I do it? Can I create a file inside the directory? No doubt you can do it. How to create a file inside the directory? And I'm showing you, look at this. Before that, very important points you need to keep in mind. I want to introduce a command called pwd, stands for print working directory, not password. It is a concept called print working directory. Print working directory will show you the current path in which you are working. Currently, I'm working with Linux. Am I right? You're pointing to which location? If you want to know your current path, we have a command called pwd, stands for print working directory. Participants, please observe that right now your current location is /home/ubuntu. Right now we are pointing in /home/ubuntu. For example, here in my Windows, right now my location is E drive Sunil folder, right? Isn't it the same way currently in Linux? In Linux, I'm currently pointing to E home Ubuntu. Currently, I'm pointing to /home/ubuntu. This is your current location. This means ls to see list of all the files and directories. D1, D2, F1, all these files and directories are in /home/ubuntu. All these directories and files are present in /home/ubuntu. That's good. Okay. Now, what is my requirement, participants? My requirement is to create a file. F20 is the name of the file. And where I want to create a file inside the directory D1. I have a directory D1, and inside this directory, I want to create a file F2. Okay. Now, if you want to create a file inside D1, first you have to enter into the directory D1. You have to point to D1. Right now, you're not pointing to D1 directory. You're pointing to /home/ubuntu. Now you have to point out to /home/ubuntu. Inside Ubuntu, we have a directory called D1. You need to point to that particular D1. Can you do it? Can we do it? Yes, you can. You can point to the specific directory by using the command called cd, stands for change directory. CD stands for change directory, and you have to point out to which directory you want to enter. I want to enter into D1. So this command will help you to enter into the directory D1. Please observe. CD stands for change directory, and I want to move to which directory? I want to move to D1 directory. Yes, the command has been successfully completed. Now you're pointing to D1. How to confirm? If you want to confirm, we have a command pwd. You have a command pwd. Last time pwd is giving us that we are pointing to /home/ubuntu. Now pwd, you can see here we are pointing to /home/ubuntu/d1. Now you are inside the d1. What's your plan? Your plan is to create a file, but you want to create a file inside a directory. Now you have changed it to the directory. CD stands for change directory. CD stands for change directory. I'm changing it to D1. Now I am inside the D1. Happily inside the D1, I will be creating a cat command. I'll be creating a file cat greater than, what's the name of the file? F20. Okay. So I am creating some files and how to come out of the cat command by using Control D. Yes. Done. And ls to see list of all the files inside D1. Right now we have only one file F20 inside the D1. So participants, what did I show you is I have shown you how to create a directory. Not just creating a directory, you can place some files and directories inside a particular directory. I have entered into the D1 and I have created a file inside F2. Now where I am currently pointing to, pwd, I'm currently pointing, where I'm currently pointing. If you want to know your current path, participants, if you want to know your current path, you have a command called pwd, stands for print working directory. You're pointing to /home/ubuntu/d1. Okay, now very, very important point. Your current directory is D1. Your current directory is D1. For D1, the parent is Ubuntu. Parent directory is Ubuntu. Are you understanding? For the directory D1, the parent directory is Ubuntu. For Ubuntu, the parent directory is home. Root is nothing but the topmost directory. So this is how the hierarchy is. Right now you're pointing to D1. You want to go to its parent directory. I want to point to the immediate parent directory. I want to point back to Ubuntu. Can you point to the previous directory? You can go back to your immediate parent directory by using the command called cd double dot. CD double dot, which helps you to go back to the immediate parent directory. For D1, the immediate parent directory is Ubuntu. You will be pointing to Ubuntu. If you want, you can confirm by using pwd. Now you're pointing to /home/ubuntu. You are now pointing to immediate parent directory. Like this, you can go to one level up, one level hierarchical up, one immediate parent directory by using cd double dot. Now ls to see list of all the files in Ubuntu. So you can see there are 2 directories and 1 file. Very important observation, directories are represented in blue color. Files are normally shown in black and white. That's your observation. Good. So you now know how to create a file, how to remove a file, how to create a directory, how to navigate to a specific directory, how can I enter into a directory and create some files, how to go to immediate parent directory. You are familiar with now. Okay. Let's learn how can we remove the directory. How can we remove the directory? Let's learn how can we remove the directory. Okay. How can we create a directory? Have you observed? This is the command mkdir, participants. Mkdir stands for make directory. Mkdir stands for make directory, which helps you to create a directory. Now, if you want to remove a directory, we have a command rmdir and mention the directory which you want to remove. I want to remove, let's say, D2. That's it. We have 2 directories, D1, D2. I want to remove D2. So rmdir stands for remove directory. Rm just to remove a file, rmdir, which helps you to remove the directory. I want to remove the directory. We have 2 directories, D1, D2. I want to remove the directory. So I want to remove D2. So let's try rmdir stands for remove directory. Mention the directory which you want to remove. D2 is what I want to remove. Done. Successful list. You are not able to see D2 because D2 is deleted. Similarly, can I remove D1? Interesting, participants. Similarly, can I remove D1? Yes, the same command. Let's try rmdir and mention the directory which you want to remove D1. But interestingly, this command will fail. This command will fail. The command is the same. The syntax is the same. We are applying on D2. It is successfully executed, but this command will fail. Please observe. As expected, the command is failing. Failed to remove directory because directory is not empty. Yes. directory is not empty. So this means rmdir will work only when the directory is empty. Have you observed D2 is a directory which was an empty directory? So happily the rmdir is able to remove directory, but D2 is not empty. Have you observed? We have created a file F2 inside the D1. D1 is not empty. It has having a file. So that's the reason rmdir is unable to do it. So rmdir will work only when the directory is empty. If the directory is not empty, if the directory is having some set of files, but still you want to remove the directory, then in such case, we have to use a command called rm-r, rm-r, and mention the directory which you want to remove, D1. This is the command which helps you to remove a directory, even though the directory is having some files. So let's try that particular command, rm-r, mention the directory which you want to remove. I want to remove directory D1. Participants, -r stands for recursive. Participants, -r stands for recursive. Recursive means underlining files will be deleted and finally the directory will be deleted. So let's do that. It is successful. ls to see list of all the files and directories. There are no more directories. We have removed both D1 and D2 and we are left over with only one file. So we now know how to create a file, how to remove a file, how to create a directory, how to delete a directory, how to go to previous directory, immediate previous directory. You are able to do it by using the command called cd double dot. You are able to go to immediate parent directory. Perfect. Clear. Next, let's create this structure. D1, D2, D3, D4. So I want to create this environment hierarchy. Please observe. I want to create a directory D1. Under D1, I want to create D2. Under D2, I want to create D3. Inside D3, I want to create D4. This is the hierarchical structure of directories which I want to create. D1, under D1, D2, under D2, D3, under D3, D4. This is the hierarchical structure of directories which I want to create. Clear? I want to do this. Okay? I think you're familiar. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Please observe, my dear friends. First, let me create the first directory D1, mkdir. D1 directory gets created. Don't write mkdir second directory. Second directory should be under the first directory. You have to change to the first pwd print working directory. Right now, you're in /home/12. You want to enter into D1 because you want to create the second directory under the D1. So you need to change to D1. CD, change directory, enter into the D1 directory. Now you are pointing to /home/12/D1. Inside D1, mkdir D2. Now CD D2, mkdir D3, third directory, enter into the third directory. mkdir D4, enter into fourth directory. Like this, you should be in a position to quickly create the hierarchical structure as and when required. I have created 4 directories. I'm pointing to the last directory. Also, pwd stands for print working directory. Participants, I am in /home/Ubuntu. Under Ubuntu, I have D1. Under D1, I have D2. Under D2, I have D3. Under D3, I have D4. Perfect. I have created the hierarchical structure. Participants, I have created the hierarchical structure. Now, observe. For D4, the parent is D1. Sorry, for D4, the parent is D3. For D3, the parent is D2. For D2, the parent is D1. For D1, the parent is Ubuntu. For Ubuntu, home. And the topmost directory is root. This is the navigation. CD double dot. What this CD double dot will do, we already have experienced it. When you run right now, you're pointing to D4. CD double dot will help you to go to immediate parent directory, that is D3. Now, my requirement is I don't want to navigate to immediate parent directory. I want to directly go to /homes. I want to jump to Ubuntu. Okay. I don't want to go to immediate parent directory. I directly want to go to a specific location. I want to point to /home/Ubuntu. You can do that. It's not mandatory that you have to go to D3. From D3, you have to go to D2. From D2, you have to go to D1, and from D1, you need to go to Ubuntu. You don't need to navigate step by step. Directly, you can jump to any location, whichever you want. The same command stands for CD. From the root, you need mention the complete path. You need to go to /home/Ubuntu. That's all. Mention the complete from the root to where you want to point. You directly will be jumping to that particular location. So right now I'm pointing to, I want to move to /home/. That's all. PWD right now pointing to /home/Ubuntu. Clear, my dear friends? My dear friends, please respond in the chat box. Am I clear in explaining you the process of creating? Maybe simple, but I want to be very clear. Am I clear in explaining you creating files, creating directories, removing files, removing the directories, RMDAR fails, RM-R works, how PWD print working directory, navigating to any directory, whichever you want. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your responses. Let's proceed. Where are we standing now? So RMDAR files. Okay, now good. Next. Long list. Before getting into long list concept, very, very important point. Can we create a file? Can we create a file in Linux? You may have a question, Sunil. Very simple. We already have learned the process of creating a file. We already have learned the process of creating a file. We have created a file F1, no doubt you can do that. Yes, we have created a file by using the cat command. Cat greater than mention the file name, whichever you want to create, control will enter into the file. We are writing some content and control D to come out of the cat command. We have learned, no doubt. Okay. So no doubt we have learned the process of creating a file by using cat command. Now my point for you, we have a second way to create a file. One option to create a file is using cat command. Cat use greater than symbol, mention the file. This is one way we already have learned the process of creating a file. The second way of creating a file by using touch command. Participants, by using the touch command also, you can go ahead and create a file. Let's say here I have a file F1, I want to create a file F2. So just very simple, touch followed with the file name which you want to create F2. That's it, your file gets created. Please observe. I want to create a file F2. Touch, mention the file which you want to create. That's all, your file is ready, list. Your file is ready F2. Yes. Touch, I want to create F3. Yeah, that's it, your file is ready. You are able to create a file F3. Within no time, touch F4, the file is ready. Touch F4, the file is ready. Now you are able to see F1, F2, F3, F4. Within no time, you are creating a file, but experience, there is a difference. There is a difference when you create a file by using cat command, and there is a difference in the behavior when you are creating a file by using touch command. I hope by this time you have already experienced it. When you are creating a file by using the cat command, the file gets created, control will enter into the file. You are writing some contents into the file and you are writing control D command, control D to come out of the cat command. That's what you're doing it. Whereas in touch command, a file is getting created. You're not entering into the file. You're not writing the data into the file. Nothing happening. You're just creating a file. That's all on the fly. You're right. This is the what experience of touch command. The concept of touch command is whenever you want to create an empty file, you want to create an empty file. And later you will be opening the file and you will be writing the content. But as of now, you need a file with specific name immediately created by using the touch command. So touch command is used to create an empty file. Whenever you want to create an empty file, later I'll also show you how to open that particular empty file and how to write the data into that empty file. But immediately you won't need a specific file. You can do that by using the touch command. So in two ways you can create a file, my dear participants. One is cat command, which helps you to create a file immediately. You write some contents into the file. The second way is by using touch command, which helps you to create an empty file. Clear? Clear about this concept of cat and touch command? Perfect. Now, how to see list of all the files and directories? How to see list of all the files and directories? List, we already have learned, Sunil. List will show you list of all the files. You can clearly see file 1, file F1, F2, F3, F4 are files, and D1 is a directory. Very good. Okay. Total, we have 4 files, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 directory. 5. Total objects are 5. 4 files and 1 directory. Good. ls will helping us to see list of all the files and directories. Okay. Now my point is, I want more information about the files, not just file names. List will just give you file names. List is just giving you file names. That's all. I want to get more information about the files, like date and time when the file has been created, who has created this particular file, what is the size of the file, what are the permissions given to this kind of files. I want to know more information about my files and directories. List will not give you more information. It just lists you files and directories, file names and directories. That's all. File names and directory names. But your requirement is you want more information about the file size, file date, file owner, file permissions. You want more information. If you want more information, ls-ll for long list. Long list will give you more information, whatever I have just discussed. Experience? Yes, you're getting long list. Don't try to understand all this, but first I understand the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 5 lines of output. 5 lines. Here also we have 4 files and 1 directory. Total 5, correct. The same files. D1, F2, F3, F4. Each file is represented as 1 line. Okay. Coming to the file F1. Considering the file F1, this is the date and time when the file has been created. This is file size 41 bytes. The size of the file is 41 bytes. What about the size of the file F2, F3, F4? Observe, my dear participants. File F3, F4, these are all 0 bytes because you have created by using touch command. As I told you, touch will help you to create an empty file. That's why it's 0 bytes. That's proof that it's empty. This is file size. These files you have created by using touch command, so they are empty files. The size is 0. This is the owner of the file. Who created this file? So this is the owner of the file. Which one? This Ubuntu belongs to owner. This is the group. I'll explain what is group. Don't worry about this. This is the owner of the file. This is the group what the file belong to. These are the file links. I'll explain later. These are the file permissions. Files will have permissions like read, write, execute. But participants, I just want to tell you, are you in a position to know more information? Not just names. You are in a position to know more information about the file size, file date and time, file owner, and file permissions. Are you able to track more information? You are able to get more information. ls will not give you more information. It just gives you names, that's all. If you want more information, -l stands for long list will give you more information. Clear? Perfect. I hope I'm very clear in explaining you the difference between a list and long list. Now, I want to create a file by touch command. That's okay. But the file which I want to create is touch. I want to create a file with the name .f5. F5 is the file and I want to prefix with dot. I want to create a file which starts with dot. Can I do it? Let's try. Unless right now you can see F1, F2, F3, F4, and D1, and I want to create one more file, touch dot F5. Very good, file created. List. Interesting point. Are you able to see that file which you have just now created? No. You have created a file, no doubt, but your file is not in the output. You are not able to see list of all the files. In this list of all the files, .fy, you are not able to see it. Because in Linux, when a file name starts with dot, what is the new thing you have observed? The file name is starting with dot. When a file name starts with dot, it's a hidden file. That's the reason it's a hidden file. .fi is a hidden file. That's the reason hidden files. ls is not having capability to show hidden files. Similarly, if a directory, I want to create a directory with the name .d5. What happens when a directory starts with dot? Let's try mkdir .d5. Yes, created ls. Are you able to see the directory? No. It is a hidden directory. When a file name starts with dot, it's a hidden file. When a directory name starts with dot, it's a hidden directory. And ls command is not capable of showing you hidden files. ls-l also, it is not capable of showing you .fi or .d5. Is it capable? No. The two listing commands, whatever we have, we have, ls, a normal listing command, which will show you just names. ls-l will show you long list, but it is not capable. These two commands are not capable of showing hidden files. If you want to see hidden files, ls-a, ls cannot see hidden files. LSU-A stands for all. All stands for normal files as well as hidden files. Interestingly, there are many more hidden files which we have not created. That's okay. But my point is, are you able to track the files which you have created .fi, .dy? Are you able to position to see the hidden files? Yes. So ls-a is capable of showing you, A stands for all files, both normal files as well as. Are you understand? Perfect. Okay, that's it. You can also use a combination of long list and A, saying that ls-la. LA long list of normal files as well as hidden files. So you will get the more information about the date and time when the hidden files are also created, the file permissions. Now, normal A is not giving you more information here, just you are getting list, but normal files as well as hidden files. You can use a combination of -l and A will give you long list of information about normal files as well as hidden files also. Long list will give you more information about normal files, and as you have used A option also, you will get more information about the hidden directories and hidden files also. You can use the combination. Like this, you can use a combination. So the new point, what you have learned is the concept of creating hidden files. The naming convention is if the file name starts with dot, it's a hidden file. Similarly, when a directory name starts with dot, it's a hidden directory. So you now know about long listing. What happens when a file name starts with dot, it becomes a hidden file. How to see hidden files, you know how to see hidden files. How to create a hidden directory, yes, we have learned it. Combination of listing options, we have learned it. How to copy a file, very frequently used job. Now, file one we have created, right? Participants, we have created a file one. What is the content in the file one? Do you remember? The first example, what we have learned today is F1. How many lines of content? This F1 is having 3 lines of content. I hope you remember. Good morning, welcome to DevOps or whatever it is. You want to read the information. You want to see the information in the file. Cat F1. You have to use greater than symbol when you're creating a new file. I'm not using greater than symbol. I'm just using cat command, which will help you to read the information. So it's a 3 lines of content. Good morning, welcome to DevOps, and thank you. So whenever you want to see the information present in the file, you use cat command. Use greater than symbol only when you're creating a new file. Greater than symbol is used only when you're creating a new file. But here I don't want to create a new file. I want to see the data in the existing file. Just write cat command. That's okay. Now my point is, whatever the content I have it in the file one, I want to copy it into one more file. Let's say file 55. Okay. I want to copy the file. Which content, whatever the current content I have in F1, I want to copy it into a new file called as F55. Question number 1, do you have the file F55? Do you have the file F55? No, we don't have it. That's okay, but whenever you want to copy the content, we have a command called CP. CP stands for copy. mention the source, mention the destination. Example, CP, my source file is F1 and my destination is F55. That's all. Let's do that. CP stands for copy. Source F1, destination is F55. You are done. The file is copied. Now list. Interesting thing, file gets created. If you don't have a file, that's not a problem. The file gets created. Now, if you see the information in the file F55, how to read the information, cat F55, are you able to get the same content? Exactly copy paste? Yes, this is something like copy paste Windows. So copy command will help you. Copy command will help you to copy the same content into a different file. Am I clear? Clear about this? Perfect. So you know how to copy it. One more important point. You are working with Linux, no doubt. PWD stands for print working directory, which will show you the current path in which you're working. That's fine. There is a command called who am I to know the current user using which you are connected. You are connected to Linux machine, but currently you are working with which user? You are connected unknowingly or knowingly, you are connected with a specific user. If you want to know the current user using which you are connected, we have a command called who am I, which will show you the current user using which you are working. Response, your current user is Ubuntu. Ubuntu is the name of the operating system and the default user is Ubuntu. So Ubuntu is a user using which you have connected to today's session using the Ubuntu user. And that's the reason the dollar prompt, you can see the user using which you have connected. You can see it as Ubuntu. We have a command called who am I, which will help you to know the current user using which we have connected. Okay, clear? You can switch from one user to other user. Very, very interesting concept. If you don't want to work with Ubuntu user, we have another user called root user. All these concepts will be stay tuned for tomorrow's session. So what did we learn today's session? We have learned basics of dealing with files, dealing with directories, listing out files, listing out directories, removing the files, navigating, which are very important, very frequently used. Maybe simple for already participants who already know this looks to be a boring session, but first few sessions we need to bring all the participants, freshers and experienced persons to common level. Okay, so what's our plan for tomorrow? Tomorrow is day 4 of DevOps course. What's our plan for tomorrow? Tomorrow we are more going on to the detailed concepts like how can we experience root user? How can we switch from one user to other user? Okay, and what is the concept of sudo command? Working with file permissions, very, very important. ls-l, these are permissions, read, write, execute. So what are these permissions? How can we change the permissions, which is very, very important. So the key session for tomorrow's session, the key points for tomorrow's session is working with the permissions, and if required, we should be in a position to change the permissions. Changing the permissions can be done in 2 ways. One is numerical notation, the other one is alphabetical notation. Stay tuned for tomorrow's session for much more learning. So that's about tomorrow's session. This is day 3. Please decide and enroll for the course if you want to continue, because tomorrow is also a demo session, but after tomorrow, the meeting link may change. Anyways, you will get the update in the WhatsApp group. I will again mention, please join the WhatsApp community, not the group. There is a community where you get the announcements of this particular batch. I hope you are in the community. If you are not in the community, please join the community, which is exclusively created for batch 277 to get more information about the updates about this particular batch. Okay. Good morning, Sumati. How are you doing? How is today's session?
Hi, Jim. Actually, uh, this session is very good. Uh,
Thank you.
yesterday I tried to pay the amount, but it is asking to register. Do I need to register?
See,
Just can you
one
like,
See, when you are making the payment, at that point of time, we'll ask you to register the account. That's okay. Look at this. One option, go to, can you see here, Sumati, login?
Yeah, I can.
And you can log in with your Google first. Okay.
Okay.
Log in with your Google. And then once you log in with your Google, go to upcoming batches. First, you log in with Google and then go to upcoming batches. And then this is our, okay, this is our DevOps. Okay, this is our DevOps. You have an option called buy now, Swati.
Okay.
Okay. And then the course fees is 6,499. Buy this, click on this, buy this course, check out. Here also you can log in. Okay, log in with Google. Okay, log in with Google and proceed, and you'll have a QR code. You can scan the QR code and make the payment using Google Pay or Phone Pay. Okay, Sumant?
Yeah, and that WhatsApp is there, right? Just
Yes.
can you go back to that course content? There we have the WhatsApp link. So this WhatsApp link, can I use my mobile or laptop?
Mobile phone.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, thank you.
thank you. I have sent you the WhatsApp group joining link. Okay, you can join it, or you can use WhatsApp web to log in. How are you, A1?
Hey, I just want to know how we set up the PuTTY. How do you download and
How to
install PuTTY?
download Putty? That's your
Yeah,
question. Okay.
and install PuTTY. Yeah.
Yeah. Just open Google. Search for download Putty. Go to the first site. A1, can you see putty.org? Go to the first site.
Yes, I can see.
Looks like a network issue at my location. That's okay. If the first site is not responding, you can proceed to the second site, chaik.greenend.org.uk. So you can proceed with the second site. So I am in the second site. You have to, A1, are you using Windows laptop or Mac?
Yes, Windows.
Windows, okay. So scroll down, you need to go to alternate binary files. Okay, under alternate binary files, select the first option, 64-bit. This is an exe file which you have to download it. Okay, so I am downloading it in my downloads folder. The moment you have downloaded, the exe file is downloaded. As you can see here, it is downloaded. Once it is downloaded, there's nothing called installation. Even though it's an exe file, double click on it, the terminal gets opened. That's all. That you are in the terminal now. And this is where you have to provide your details here to connect to the files. Okay.
All right, cool. Got it.
Thank you. Good morning, Anirudh.
Hi, Sunny.
How are you doing?
I'm good. This is my first session.
Okay. You have missed a couple of sessions. So,
Yes.
are you in the WhatsApp group? You will get the recorded
Yeah,
sessions.
recordings. Yes,
Day
yes,
one, day
yes.
two, or you can also get it in YouTube. Okay.
Sure.
Today
Yep.
is day 3.
And okay, I have 2 or 3 questions. Like, for coming to the part like the files which you just covered. So let's say I need to create 100 of files.
You have to write a script
So
for it. Okay. Write a shell script mention what all files you have created and run the script at once. In one go, all the files will be created. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And
Okay.
okay. And second one is there any planning for a separate course like Kubernetes or
Exclusively
Terraform?
Kubernetes course. Okay.
Hmm?
Exclusively combination of DevOps and Kubernetes course is a 25 days course. Okay.
Okay.
Which is getting planned in the month of March. It's not yet decided.
Okay.
Okay. So for participants who are exclusively aiming for DevOps and Kubernetes, there is an additional course. That course
Hmm.
itself is duration is 25 days. Okay.
And
So once it is
okay.
it's not yet finalized, scheduled, we will update you once it is done. Stay in the group.
Okay. So the specially Kubernetes, correct?
Docker and Kubernetes combination.
Okay. Okay. Because I can see the syllabus. So you have not covered like the volumes, multi-container
Because
pods,
this is not exclusive
troubleshooting.
Kubernetes.
That's why even though Terraform also the module and how to call the module. So these are not covered. So that's why I need to know.
Yeah, you have to enroll for exclusively courses.
Ah, correct, correct.
Even Terraform is also exclusively 15 days course. We have it. Okay. We
Okay,
will
okay.
be
So these
scheduling it
two.
soon.
Okay, okay, yeah. So I'll need to check the group then.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Monica.
Hi, Sunil. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Sunil, tomorrow is also a free demo session.
Tomorrow is also a demo session.
Okay. So after the payment, we will be getting any
New
confirmation?
Zoom link. New Zoom link. You will get it. Okay.
So that
You will
will be
get
sent
an
on WhatsApp.
you will get a new Zoom link. The new Zoom link is only given to the paid candidates. Okay, and then you get a confirmation mail once the payment has been completed. Automatically, you get a confirmation mail to your email.
Okay.
Okay, and from our team also, you will be receiving a new Zoom link so that you can continue from the new link.
Okay.
Okay, Monica.
Yeah. These recordings, where we can find these recordings?
Once you make the payment, as I shown you in the website, you have a login option, right?
Yeah.
So in the login option, once you log in, you'll find my courses here. Once you make the payment, under my courses, you can see the recordings. We will guide you how to do it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
So that's all for today. I hope you have enjoyed session. File permissions are key for tomorrow's session. Never miss tomorrow's session. Until then, have a good time. Thank you very much.